I'm Michael Link, and welcome to the Depositum, where we explore the depths of Christian theology through AI. Please note the voices ahead are AI generated. We vet each episode but ask that you listen with both faith and reason. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're stepping into, well, what might be the most emotionally charged moment in the Gospels. We're looking at John chapter 11, the raising of Lazarus.
Right. And if you think this is just a miracle story, about a man waking up in a tomb, you are missing so much of the real drama.
It's so much more.
Exactly. It's not a spectacle. When you dig into the commentaries, you see it's this masterclass on God's timing, the two natures of Christ, and surprisingly, the authority of the church.
It's that intersection of just raw human grief
Yeah.
and, well, absolute divine authority.
Yes.
And that authority, it starts in a really strange way with silence.
The delay.
The delay.
Yeah.
Lazarus is sick, his sister sinned for Jesus, and you just expect him to drop everything. But he doesn't. And to the disciples, this must have looked like, I don't know, negligence.
Well, yeah. And certainly to Mary and Martha.
Let's just listen to the account in John chapter 11, verse 6.
When he had heard, therefore, that he was sick, he still remained in the same place 2 days.
2 days. He just stays put. That feels so cold, doesn't it?
On the surface, it feels incredibly cold. But the commentaries explain this as a specific strategy of faith.
A strategy.
Yeah. If Jesus rushes in and cures a fever, he's a great healer. But by waiting until death is undeniable, until it's been 4 days, he changes the entire game. The goal wasn't just to prevent death. It was to utterly conquer it.
So the delay is actually a setup.
It's a setup for a much greater revelation of who he is.
But that doesn't make it any easier for the people living through it. We feel that when Martha runs out to meet him, she's just heartbroken. You can hear her pain in John chapter 11, verse 21.
Martha therefore said to Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died.
If you had been here. That is such a raw human thing to say.
It is. And the commentators note that her faith right here is actually, it's a bit weak. She believes he could have healed a sickness, but she doesn't grasp that he is the Lord of life itself.
Right. And this is where it gets so interesting because Jesus doesn't just offer her a hug. He challenges her. He offers her dogma right in the face of the grave. He challenges her in John chapter 11, verses 25 and 26.
Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, although he be dead, shall live. And everyone that liveth and believeth in me shall not die forever. Believest thou this?
That question, believest thou this? He puts her on the spot.
And that question forces everything to shift for her. She stops looking at the past, at what could have been, and she looks at who is standing right in front of her.
And she just nails the answer. Here it is in John chapter 11, verse 27.
She saith to him, Yea, Lord, I have believed that thou art Christ, the Son of the living God, who art come into this world.
That's an act of perfect faith.
It is, before the miracle even happens.
But even with that faith, the grief is still there. I mean, it's crushing. The scene shifts, Mary comes out, the neighbors are weeping. It's total devastation.
And Jesus sees this, and the scripture says he groaned in the spirit.
And it's right here that we get the shortest and maybe the most powerful verse in all of Scripture. John chapter 11, verse 35.
And Jesus wept.
He weeps. Why? If he knows what he's about to do, why the tears?
This is the mystery of the two natures. As truly man, he felt the crushing weight of their grief. Those weren't fake tears. He was truly mourning with them.
But as truly God.
As truly God, he was preparing to destroy death itself. He enters into their sorrow before he removes the cause of it.
He shows his humanity right before unleashing his divinity.
Exactly.
So they get to the tomb, the stone is rolled away, and then comes the command. This is in John chapter 11, verse 43.
When he had said these things, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth.
And he comes out. But, and this is a part I think we gloss over, the miracle isn't actually finished yet. Lazarus is alive, but he's all tied up. Listen to John chapter 11, verse 44.
And presently he that had been dead came forth, bound feet and hands with winding bands, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus said to them, Loose him and let him go.
Loose him and let him go. Why didn't Jesus just do that part himself? I mean, he raised him from the dead. Surely a few strips of cloth are no problem.
This is such a critical point. The church fathers, like St. Augustine and St. Gregory, they see a hierarchy at work here.
A hierarchy?
Yes. They explain that God alone gives life. That's the first miracle. But it belongs to the ministers of the church to loose and to absolve.
So Christ gives the life.
And the disciples representing the church are commanded to give the freedom. It's a direct parallel to the sacrament of confession. God forgives, but the priest, acting for the church, unbinds the sinner.
That's powerful. So he doesn't want us just walking around alive, but still bound.
Precisely. The restoration is a two-step process. Life from God, freedom through his church.
What an incredible journey, from the silence of that delay to the freedom of the unbinding.
It really teaches us that God's delays aren't denials, and that his restoration is a work that involves both his divine power and our cooperation.
So, as we wrap up, here's a thought for you. Lazarus came out of the tomb alive, but he was still bound by his grave clothes. What grave clothes are you still wearing? Old habits, past guilts, that you need to let the church loose you from?
A vital question to ask.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next deep dive.